Recently, while cyber surfing the information cyber highway, I've heard the term iPad baby thrown around, and also heard people saying how much unfiltered internet access harmed them growing up, so I decided to make a video about it. I'm going to start off this video by telling you that this is all my opinion and my experiences. My personal philosophies dictate that no matter what I say, I do not believe it to be an absolute truth. I do not believe any single human is absolutely correct about any particular topic. The nature of knowledge is that it is always changing and growing, and nothing can be gained by believing an idea or concept is infallible. Thank you for listening. Now, on to the video. Step 1 to not raising an iPad baby. Spend time with your kids. I don't care if you're busy. If you decided to have or adopt a kid, it's your responsibility to take care of them. Just because a kid doesn't seem like they want or need attention doesn't mean you shouldn't at least try to give it to them. If you can't do this, don't have a kid. Also, I'm sorry if my tone of voice sounds aggressive in this video. That's just how it sounds sometimes, and I didn't account for that while writing the script. Oopsies! Step 2 to not raising an iPad baby. Be financially responsible. If you don't have enough money to take care of a kid, don't have one. It is extremely important that you follow step 1. Step 1 is more important than your job, or your money, or anything else you could possibly do. Even if you think you are providing for your kid by having 2 jobs but never spending time with them, you are still not providing them with the basic human need of socialization. If you're thinking that the schools will just do this for you, remember that not everyone has the same opportunities as others. Some people have trouble making friends, some are homeschooled, some people have mental illnesses that prevent them from being friends with the majority of society. Some schools are just horrible all around. The modern school system can't be trusted for anything, especially raising your kid. If you can't spend time with your kids, you are doing something that is equal in my eyes to raising them homeless. Socialization is a basic human need, just like food, water, or shelter. If you can't follow step 1 and spend time with your kid, don't have one. Step 3 to not raising an iPad baby. Accept certain truths. The generation I was born into, Gen Z, has recently been getting on my nerves. I keep hearing people talk about TikTok and unfiltered internet access as if they're the only thing wrong with our society. To be as frank as Frankenstein, the title on this video is not exactly the crux of it. Recently I've noticed that people keep blaming the internet and new trends for all of my generation's woes and the woes of the next generation, Generation Alpha. I hate blame. It never gets to the root of the issue. I remember back when I was a kid, people like Jack Thompson would get laughed off the internet for just blatantly blaming video games for all of the issues of the world. But now I see something similar happening. It seems as we all got older, we lost something along the way. Now I see my generation doing the same damn thing to the younger generation that was done to us. And I refuse to participate. And I would encourage you to also not participate. Step 4. Repeat steps 1 to 3 forever until the end of time. I know this video is in vain. No one will listen to my cry for help. Until the day I die, we'll continue to see the same damn thing happening over and over and over and over and over again. A new generation gets older and starts blaming all the bad in the world on the biggest target. It's like the idea of whenever you get to prison, you just punch the biggest guy you can find. It's been happening since the dawn of humanity. I thought for a while Gen Z would be the ones to stop it. Oh, how naive I was. Because of how vocal people were about disagreeing with the anti-video games movement of my youth. But I should have known better. As it says in the Sunscreen song, although this quote isn't exactly what I'm talking about, it still rings true in this context.
Accept certain inalienable truths. Prices will rise, politicians will philander, you too will get old. And when you do, you'll fantasize that when you were young, prices were reasonable, politicians were noble, and children respected their elders.
Juvenoia, the fear of the young, will continue to be a thing, just like all these other things, no matter what I do. All I can hope to achieve is changing a few people's minds. Step 5. Stop the cycle. Be a good parent and don't demonize things your kids enjoy. Accept that you and your kid are not and never will be perfect, and try to improve from there. Give your kid a great childhood and do things with them that they enjoy and learn from them. Allow them to be themselves and develop interests. Don't ever ignore them. Now, I'm not trying to say you have to be with them all the time or watch everything they do, but for the love of God, don't let them fend for themselves to gain the basic human necessity of love and affection. Step 6. Learn from the past. Juvenoia is not a new issue. It's been happening since the dawn of time, like I said before. Did my generation grow complacent? Did we forget that we used to have to deal with all the garbage that the older generations threw at us? Did we learn these tactics of fear-mongering from our parents? Or did we simply grow old? Humans hate change, and I mean they really, really hate change. So when they see the youngins having fun with something they didn't have growing up, they feel the need to stop it. It doesn't really matter the why of it, though. All that matters is that we try to stop it. When trying to protect the kids just ends up making them miserable, stop trying to protect them. Kids aren't as stupid as most people think. Step 7. Take accountability. I don't want to suggest that whoever is watching this is a bad parent, because if you came to this video as someone who may have a kid, you're doing something right. You care enough about your kid to not want them to end up miserable. But the simple truth of it is, you'll never protect your kid from everything. Something is always going to mess them up. That's the simple nature of the human experience, at least when this video was made. Maybe in the far future that won't be true, and I sure hope we reach that place someday, but that future is very far away, and in our lifetimes I highly doubt we'll ever reach that. If you don't want to raise a kid that ends up experiencing pain, then don't have a kid. If you can accept that fact, don't blame anyone or anything else, and accept the fact that the only one responsible for raising your kid is you. I don't want you to become self-hating or anything like that. That's not the point of this video. The point I'm trying to get at is to recognize your flaws and improve yourself so you can make the life of your kids better. Hating yourself won't do that. In fact, it will without a doubt make your kid's life worse. To those of you who still don't understand what I'm trying to say here, I will reiterate it without sugarcoating it. It's not the internet's job to raise your kids, it's yours. It's not the school system's job either, so don't blame either of them when they fail at it. Don't blame your own parenting skills on those of the internet. The thing you chose to give your kid instead of spending more time with them. The internet was not made to be a babysitter, so don't use it as one. And don't blame it when it fails at being one. The same applies to the school system or TV or anything else that isn't you. My goal in this video is not to just blatantly demonize parents, so I decided to take this part of the video to say that being a parent seems incredibly difficult. Personally, I don't have any intention of having kids, but I still wish to see the future generations thrive. If you are a parent, please know my intention is not to attack you. I think attacking you would be counterintuitive to the point I'm trying to get at. Also, although I don't have kids, I sure do remember being a kid, and that's where most of this video is coming from. Step 8. Understand. You probably lived through what you might be putting kids through by parroting these things. Do you remember when seemingly everyone on the internet hated Minecraft because it was seen as only for kids? That's the same thing we're doing now. I hated people hating things then, and I hate it now. You are fully within your right to dislike something for any reason. However, so am I. I made this video because I was angry. I'm extremely tired of people hating things for seemingly arbitrary reasons. Do you think unfiltered internet access ruined your life as a child? Because it didn't. Peer pressure and possibly your parents did. Think about what exactly you're saying. Unfiltered. It's not the internet's fault. You had unfiltered access. The internet is not the villain here. That's like blaming the concept of time for burning your food. There is a very obvious third party here that we are forgetting. Giving your kid unfiltered internet access is the same as leaving them alone at a playground. Not inherently all that dangerous, but certainly not safe. This is why you should spend time with your kids. Use the internet with them. It will grow your bond and keep them safe. Step 9. Get more smarter. This part of the video, without a doubt, had the most research put into it. The rest of the video is basically just my opinion. I went into writing the script unsure as to whether or not so-called sludge content and the like actually decreased attention spans. I left slightly more sure, but still not fully convinced, despite most of the clues pointing to yes. A friend of mine, DelCattyLove44, who I had read the script to, noted that something I said, quote, TikTok won't decrease your attention span, unquote, was wrong. She helped greatly with research, but I still wasn't convinced. I actually buckled down and read part of an extremely long government research paper, which can be found in the description. Also, I only read like 25% of it. According to this paper, it seems like multitasking behavior, like that of the TikTok sludge content, does lead to poorer mental health and possibly also shorter attention spans. But for me, that doesn't explain why we're blaming TikTok for this. Isn't multitasking just a common human behavior? Don't people listen to music while cleaning their rooms or talk to each other and go on a walk? Isn't any video with a webcam kind of multitasking? Isn't the video you're watching right now a form of multitasking? You're listening to audio and seeing visuals, assuming you don't just have it on in the background, and in that case, you're still doing it. Why is this so different? If you don't believe me, perhaps you'll believe someone heaps smarter than me and much more famous, also handsome. Also, he explains it a lot better than I ever could. Credit to Anthony Padilla for the main clip.
Sludge content on TikTok. You know what that is?
I don't know sludge content.
Have you seen these videos where it's like a split screen and one part of it is like a Family Guy clip and the other part is just like someone cutting up slime? We get panicky about like, oh, attention spans and what's wrong with us and all of this. Before the internet, people would like talk to each other, but like watch the birds at the same time.
Wait, people had short attention spans in the past?
These internet fears are what I call phonio, fake new. It's not really a new problem. It's just human behavior doing what it's always done for tens of thousands of years, but with like a new costume on.
Two more things I'd like to add to this topic is that, in my opinion, we'll never really know if media consumption causes so-called brain rot due to the fact that it's so entrenched in human culture that it's nigh impossible to find someone who doesn't constantly use technology, at least in first world countries, which is where I'm from. It's like trying to find a human without microplastics in them. Second thing I'd like to bring to your attention is that human attention spans aren't actually shorter than a goldfish. That's just a stupid myth. Goldfish actually have great attention span. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. They really do. Step 10. Profit. Hey guys, it's Creeply here. I don't really know how to say this, but stop talking about it, for the love of God. I'm so tired about hearing how the internet is the spawn of Satan and will turn your kids into mindless zombie hive mind drones. Gen Alpha are still children. Of course they have short attention spans and like dumb memes. You probably did too at their age. If you really think Gen Alpha is doomed, do something about it. Be the change you wish to see in this world. Why the heck do you think I made this entire video? Because I won't let my generation become the next boomers. And because I don't want to see Gen Alpha continue juvenoia either. I shudder to think at how bad Gen Z will be as parents, but there's still time. We can still be the ones to stop this nonsense. So in short, don't be a bad parent, don't blindly hate things no matter who tells you to, don't take away the internet from your kids, don't give your kids unfiltered access to the internet, there's no such thing as an iPad baby, TikTok might not be the reason your kids have short attention spans, video games don't cause mass shootings, and Dungeons & Dragons won't turn you into a Satanist. Also, spend time with your kids! A few final notes. If you want to know more of the why of the phenomenon of juvenoia, I've left a much better video than this one by Vsauce in the description. I've also left some links for further reading, as well as all the sources I used in the video. One thing I'd like to address before the end of the video is that not everyone has the choice to have a kid or not, and in this video I framed it as if they did. I know not everyone has that choice, and some people are unable to not have a kid, due to things like unexpected pregnancy or the place you live. This video is not aimed at those people. So when I say don't have a kid, please know I'm not trying to attack you. I don't know everyone's circumstances and factors that may influence their ability to keep the kid, so this video is aimed only and directly at the people who have the ability and choice to have or adopt a kid, and also those who are just reiterating the Gen Alpha is doomed garbage. The reason I didn't put this part of the script at the start is because I didn't want to give away the fact that the video title doesn't fully match the content. The purpose of the title was to draw in the exact type of people I want to watch the video, not just to be clickbait for views or whatever. I want people who think they're going to be getting a video parodying the same things they've heard before to see this, and hopefully they may change their minds. Thank you for watching. If even one person watches this video and changes for the better, i.e. they change to my opinion, because my opinion is, of course, objectively the best, my life will have meant something. Don't forget to do the YouTube things. Also, I made a song for the credits. Please enjoy. Also, volume warning. Okay, thanks, bye.